think for me, there are a couple of steps to my creative process, and I'll kind of like deal with the spiritual aspect. One, understanding the season that you're in. I think that's very important for any creative, especially us as Christians. Um, Not everything we write always needs to be up there. It's a hard ask, but we really have to understand the season that we're in so we can be effective, right? The second thing is obedience. It's I've seen a lot of people spend money on stuff because it sounds good and it feels good to them, and they put it out and it had no impact, right? Having the right motives, always making sure we do that heart check or have somebody around us, whether it's your pastor or somebody that can hold you accountable to stuff. I don't think without that, whether in my songwriting process or whatever creative aspect or even in life generally, I'd be here standing today. Like we always need somebody to give us that little hit on the wrist, to kind of like bring us in line, and then of course faith, having faith to understand that God is a God of variety. God gave everybody in here something different, something unique. That's why the definition of an individual is just really a unique person. I can't do what Khadija does. I can't do what Kelani does or anybody in here, right? So understanding what God deposited in you, who you are, when is the right season, when is the right time, and most importantly, having an effective prayer life. Because without that, this is just entertainment. This is straight talk. There's an artist that we all know. I will not say his name because you guys will want to know I got this information. But he spent about 50 grand on a project, and it sounded really amazing. And God told him, no, do not put it out. I personally got a problem with that because it's 50 grand. it's a lot of money. Like it's a lot of money, right? Yeah. Especially doing it off of your own strength. He did it without a label, all of that, and because of his obedience, everything else that he touched was number one, right? So you gotta understand, hey, this ain't the right time. Like this ain't the right time. Take a step back. Be patient. Trust God's process. Not everything. Like we talk about, but not we. Many are the plans of a man's heart, right? But God is the one that gets the final say. I think it's very important for us to understand that. And whatever test you're going through, man, like you can be, whether you journal it, you write it in poetry, you write it in sheet music, however it is, put it to God first. Like that's your offering to Him. However He decides to use it after that, whether He takes you into Wembley Stadium with how much ever 100,000 people, or it could be simply just for my brother, right? So understanding where you are, whose you are, and the season you're in is very, very critical to anybody's creative process.
Okay.